Hey, welcome back to Clear Lake Fishing TV. Wind pushed me off the lake yesterday and it's promising to do the same today if the forecast is correct. But it's calm now, even though the lake is still super angry from yesterday's winds. Got a bunch of reaction baits tied on and one drop shot rod. Let's see if we can get them. Let's go fishing. There isn't a bit of wind. All this rough water's left over from what pushed me off the water yesterday. Yeah, zero wind. And it is just rolling. Looks like we're gonna have a beautiful sunny day today. Hopefully that wind doesn't come back. Old tapping bass ought to look glorious out here after that super cleaning. Let's go to the DT8. There's one. Think you didn't want it? Holy cow. You got the whole head of that thing in there. Okay, little guy to start. But he was eager. Thank you, LV500. So we're at rocks near a drop off. Yesterday I was doing toolies near a drop off. If rocks are it, maybe I need to go over to the rattlesnake arm. There's a breeze picking up behind me. And whitecaps on the lake. Might be one of those days where you can't close your eyes in the shower. Anyone? Looks like there's nothing but fish under me. Hey, just not picking up what I'm putting down. Might need to go through that stretch again with like a shaky head or a football jig or something. Okay, I've been fishing about an hour. I got one little 12-inch bass to show for it. There's one. Really? Come on. Put it in your mouth. You're teasing and frustrating me. Playing with my worms like playing with my emotions. Let's see what we got. They always bite drop shot, man. It's such a boring way to fish, but it catches them. Man, so many of the fish I'm catching have leeches in their mouth. I think it was probably an inch bigger than the first one. It's gonna give us like 2 keepers for, oh, pound and a quarter maybe. Let's get back in there, see if we can't find a bigger one. Put my purple worm in your mouth. Something ate my worm. Got the 4.5 inch straight tail robo worm. Morning dawn. I'm pretty over the wind, to be honest. Keeper number 3, 1 leech. This is not going to be an impressive bag. Can't start getting fish over a pound. Come on, biggin. You know, fish this size would be a blast with some micro crankbaits on the BFS. It was too windy for that. Man, that lake is just rolling whitecaps. I feel like the camera never does it justice. If it'll catch me a couple more, I'll do it for a little bit. I'm just gonna pick apart this weed line right here. From right there to that point. The amount of time that takes me, hopefully something comes to mind on where to go. I wonder if this wind is getting worse or getting better. Forecasted to stay like this until noon, and then it's gonna get about twice what this is. At that point, I don't want to be anywhere on this lake. So I think my plan today is to fish till 11. It gives me another hour and a half. I'm sitting right on the spot where I got my personal best. 9.61 pounds. Jeez, wind is about pushing me over. There's one. I think that one's better. Running out to deep water like a big fish would. Took a run right. Oh yeah, you're a nice fish. Oh, you ain't done yet either. It's a solid 4. Thank you. All right, that's what I'm talking about. He weighed more than my other 3 put together. Whew, chewed up the line pretty good too. Time to retie. Drop shot. I hate it, but I love it. That's fine. That was the most subtle of bites too. That could have been a little bluegill just pulling on the tail for how that felt. But once I set into it, I knew better. So there's a keeper. There's another one. Come on. Take it. Come on, take it like a big girl. Quit playing around with it. So I've been out here 2.5 hours. Caught that fish at 9:45. Okay, well there's a limit. And that one's leech free. Barely a keeper though. Barely a keeper. So I got, what, 4 that are barely a keeper for, let's be honest, probably 2 pounds, and then a 4-pounder. So 5 for 6. Not awesome. Got 4 to cull with about an hour left to fish. We'll see. Stinking wind is getting with it, man. I gotta lean into it. I think I'm gonna duck around the corner right there and get out of this wind for a little bit. Wind is continuing to build and it's looking to be about 50% stronger in the next 20 minutes. So I'm gonna call it a day. Water's already white capping out there. It looks like it's gonna be a bumpy wet ride back to the launch. Let's do a quick recap though. We were able to put 5 in the boat. Not for a whole lot of weight though. Maybe 5 for 6 pounds. First fish we got on the Silver Cheek Ghost Minnow LV 500, and that fish wanted it. Took it head first. That was promising. Actually got my confidence pretty high. But nothing else came out of reactions. I mean, I threw them. Went to the drop shot and put 4 in the boat, and one of them was a good 4-pounder. All in all, not a bad morning. Struggling with the wind a little bit, and just for safety, I'm gonna call it a day. We'll get back out tomorrow, and we'll see ya.
Subscribe.